It's Bray Wyatt's return to WWE. I said it on Twitter. I'll say it again. Gave me goosebumps watching this. The way WWE set it up was just fantastic. And the Philadelphia crowd did a great job of making the moment. That these are the moments you love in wrestling, where it's just that visceral reaction and the payoff. We all kind of knew it was Wyatt. So, but the same way we all knew it was Punk. Like, if you get what you want, it still makes the moment. And everybody showed exactly how much that appreciation they have for Wyatt. And this is a man whose character was all over the shop by the time he left. Right, the booking had been butchered to death. Who knew what the Fiend even was? Now he's back. We're yet to find out what he is. Wyatt 6 looks like all of the characters from the Funhouse perhaps are coming to life. What do we think, Kenny? What do we think of the moment and the possible stable?
I don't want to say everything because I don't want SP3 to be the second who's like, Kenny just said all the shit I was going to say. So I'll try and keep it. But I loved it so much. It was perfect. So my other half, his friends were over for the weekend. So they left on Sunday, so I'd avoided spoilers. I'm kind of watching the show, and I was okay, the fight pit, that's fine. I was kind of resigned to, like, they might not debut him at Extreme Rules. It might not be him, blah, blah, blah. But when the lights went out, I was like, oh my God, it's fucking him. It's fucking him. And the whole thing was perfect. All the nods to the previous characters. Bray Wyatt is, and everybody in life has this, he is the relationship or friendship that you know is not good for you and you cannot get rid of, right? He is bad for you. But every time they come back and they flash you the smile or the whatever it is they offer you that you love, he's offering it again. And we're all sucked back in.
I keep doing shows of SP3. Exactly that reason.
Yeah, every week you're sucked back in for that smile. Look at that smile. But like, that's it. It's like I'm back to where I was in like 2019 with The Fiend. I'm back to where I was with 2016 after the Undertaker debacle at WrestleMania 31. So I think that there's a lot of possibilities, and I think the big difference is Triple H booking. I feel more confident that we might get good stuff out of it. Especially him with no mask on. Because I actually, I tweeted this out, and I wanted to just read it out to you. Actually, I saw a guy, somebody who I follow on Twitter. You should follow. Andrew the Giant is his Twitter handle, and he had said he was talking about how Grado, the British wrestler, had met Bray Wyatt at a Comic-Con in 2019. And their interaction just really tickled me, where this is really bad video with me trying to scroll through to find this. Yeah, so here, I just want to read this. It's so good. Grado met Bray Wyatt at the Liverpool Comic-Con and basically summed up his gimmick to Bray. Bray said, I did the Fiend thing. The matches were shit. I didn't enjoy it. It was the same shit every month. And Grado replies, your mask was scary, wasn't it? And that's the interaction.
Wyatt was like,
sorry, what?
What did you say? Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited. And I think that it's good if you're somebody who either you're just a WWE fan or you're a fan of WWE and AEW. It's nice to get a WWE moment again that we can kind of go, there's one of those, rather than always being the other side.
I was always huge on the original Bray Wyatt. Like, I mean, I thought the Fiend and the Firefly Funhouse reinvention was cool until it got butchered. There was only so many ways you can ever go with like an invincible character.
Yeah.
Kane met a similar demise. When he first arrived, it was, oh, Jesus Christ. And then slowly but surely they did the big rip. I mean, he's doing himself dirty now. But either way, I adored him for a while, and then his matches became the same. It was like, oh, they're beating him in all stupid ways, and you know how it goes. But with Bray and the possible stable now, it seems like we might get something closer to the cult that he once had. And as Triple H did say in his Ariel Helwani interview, like, he kind of understands the creativity of Bray maybe better than Vince McMahon did. You got cause for optimism with this Wyndham 6 SP3?
No, not at all. No, of course I do. No, this was one of the best WWE returns of the decade. Just production wise, like literally, I had it mapped out in my head because I watched it so many times of how it went down. Just the lights going out, the fireflies, then you get the roar of the crowd, then you hear he's got the whole world in his hands. And I love how from SmackDown to Extreme Rules, WWE just said, okay, enough of the teasing. We're just gonna it's Bray. Like the QR code on Triple H's mic on SmackDown led you to Huskits melting, and then you get the start of the show with the 8-bit going down to hell. I was like, okay, they're just saying it's gonna be Bray. We just gotta hold on tight for the end of the show. They're gonna bring it. I love them putting up the N logo. I love that, getting the call up from NXT to the main roster here with the ending there, and then all the Firefly Funhouse characters coming to life. Rambling Rabbit looked scary as hell. I will say that 100%. And then, going back to the Firefly Funhouse, and it's all in ruins. And now this new Black Phone version of Bray Wyatt with the new mask. Loved every bit of this. And it also, the Wyatt 6 could be a stable, but it could also mean this is the 6th iteration of Bray Wyatt in WWE. In FCW, he was Wyndham Rotunda, then he became Husky Harris, then he became the cult leader Bray, then he was Firefly Funhouse Bray, then The Fiend, and now we got this one, 6. So it could be either or. I'm down for it. I'm down for it having double meanings as well. So I like all of this, and there's a lot of different, creative options that they can go with Bray here. The number one thing Triple H needs to learn from Vince McMahon's failings is if Bray Wyatt says he's going to do something, he needs to do it. That was the biggest issue with Bray Wyatt. The soliloquies, the promos are all great, but when they stop meaning anything and he doesn't come through on his promises, it stopped meaning a lot to a lot of different people. That's the main thing they got to accomplish here.
That was a big problem because his promos were so magical and engrossing, and then people just were like, who cares? He's going to lose every feud he's in, which he did.
Also, the promos went on to just be a sort of rambling mess that never meant anything. That was the problem. Like, it wasn't even about losing. It was about, like, when he lost to The Undertaker, like Sondra, who I podcast with on Patreon, she started watching wrestling in 2010, and Bray Wyatt was like her favorite. And, Undertaker for her was a bit like, oh, this old guy keeps coming back. And everybody loves him, but there's never any storyline about him apart from a bad wig. And then he comes out like he's just like recovered from something and just got a shite haircut. And he comes out and does this half-arsed performance, beats Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt's whole thing of, I'm going to beat The Undertaker and become the new Phenom, and he doesn't do it. And it's never mentioned. There's no, he has to recover from that. So I think the reacting to loss needs to be the big thing, or reacting to situations is the big thing. I feel like a lot of people were frustrated that Wyatt never did before.
Reports that Bo Dallas, his real-life brother, heading back to the company. They've got to be put together, have they not, finally?
Yes, please. I've been calling for this since the original Wyatt family.
Way overdue, in my opinion. You could have easily taken, but when the B team was done, and it had a little run, right? When that was done, they should have got him in there then. But
yeah. Is there enough? Because I've heard a lot of people talk about, should he be on his own for a while before he's with people or whatever? Like, do you guys think, should he be on his own for a while? Should it be straight into other people?
Well, it's interesting that Nino says here, too many factions for me at the moment. I just want to see him on his own. I'm the opposite. I've been pining for groups and stables in WWE for a while. I actually don't mind the way that AEW do it, and I'm glad to see more units in WWE now. I think as long as whatever Bray does plays into the character, and if he is like this cult leader and whimsical talker as we all know him to be, then I'm down. As long as anything makes sense, I'm down. Right, like it's that simple. And I feel like with Bray, you've got every facet of his character can be explored, and that probably will take multiple people to kind of peel back the layers. So, man, I'm all for it. I like factions. I'm guilty on that.
And I hope they use the QR codes as part of the character. Like, I want to see wrestlers taking a picture of the QR code and Bray sending the messages through the QR code. That's how we get to the Wyatt 6. It needs to be a build-up to the stable. I don't just want to randomly see, like, Liv Morgan. She smiled when she was in a submission. Now she's in Wyatt's family. No, I don't. I want to see a build-up to it.
I will say this: when they were revealing all the puppets live in the arena, it was like just a screen of all my former Grindr hookups, just one by one, Just like, oh my God, no, that was the 3 a.m. one. Oh no, that was the. So it was a bit of PTSD for me, but I'm glad that I think he's got to have people with him, because the whole thing of Bray Wyatt and every incarnation that you talked about is that he's always been this guy who lures people in, whether it's the Fiend or whether. So the luring has to continue, I think.
Yeah, he's got that seductive energy.
Just like you, Alex.
Old Bray, just like me.